No one is really ready for this reality. Even for ARMY, who have followed BTS members' every footstep since the rough times in their early debut years, this news feels like a blow that breaks down the wall of expectations. In a surprise statement released early this morning, Si-Hyuk, the behind-the-scenes figure behind BTS's success and founder of HYB labels, unexpectedly opened the veil of secrets that had been buried tightly behind the glittering splendor of the K-pop industry. Not about the contract, not about the comeback, and not about the latest global project, but about something much more personal, much more emotional, and arguably even controversial: Jungkook's unconditional loyalty to NCT member Taeyong. Suddenly, this confession exploded like a time bomb in the middle of the K-pop community. ARMY, NCT, to neutral fans all reacted. Some were moved, some were confused, some were angry, wondering, since when was the relationship between Jungkook and Taeyong that deep? Why is Si-Hyuk suddenly leaking it now? What really happens behind the scenes when the cameras are off and the spotlight dims? In an exclusive interview with South Korean media just released today, Si-Hyuk stated that there is a big reason why Jungkook never once publicly revealed how important Taeyong is in his life. They're not just friends, they're not just idol colleagues. Their relationship is deeper than people think. There was a time when Jungkook almost gave up, and Taeyong was the only one who knew, he said in a voice that sounded emotional. It didn't take long before the public began digging through old archives, sketchy photos, fleeting interactions, even once overlooked pieces of video. In each clip that is re-examined, it is seen how Jungkook's gaze on Taeyong holds something: a reverence, a recognition, perhaps also a sense of guilt. Now everyone is beginning to realize that what seems ordinary actually holds an extraordinary story. Starting in 2016, when unsubstantiated rumors began to spread about a secret competition between BTS and NCT, two groups from two different giant agencies, it turned out that the relationship between Jungkook and Taeyong actually grew in the shadow of that pressure. Si-Hyuk revealed that in those days, Taeyong secretly contacted Jungkook to strengthen him, gave him mental encouragement, even wrote handwritten letters that were never published. Taeyong knows Jungkook is having a dark time. He does not want to be known, does not want to be praised. He just wants to save someone he considers like his own brother, Bang PD said, inserting a detail that almost choked reporters. The letters are now part of HYB's secret archive that was never opened. However, in the wake of today's events, some parts of the letters have been quoted by local media, and their contents are truly soul-shaking. One of the passages reads, "Jungkook, you don't always have to be strong in front of everyone. I know you cried alone in the rehearsal room at 2 in the morning. I know you hear all the noise about you. But in my eyes, you are more than enough. If the world knocks you down, I'll be the only hand that pulls you back." The sentence was written in black ink on plain paper, but it contained a load of emotion that makes thousands of ARMY cry today. Many couldn't believe that behind Jungkook's perfect image and incredible strength, there was a pain that only one person knew about: Taeyong. The story is further complicated when a source from HYB's inner circle reveals that Jungkook had personally asked Si-Hyuk to keep Taeyong's name clean, so that none of the rumors linked them negatively. He said, "I'll take it all. He's not hurt," the source said. They reflect absolute loyalty, not just a friend, not just a colleague, but someone willing to sacrifice their reputation to protect others. Many netizens began to speculate about how this closeness could affect the careers of both. Does this explain why Jungkook briefly disappeared from the media radar in 2020? Does it have something to do with the internal pressure that forces her to keep her distance from Taeyong publicly? And why is it that Si-Hyuk is revealing everything now, when Jungkook is serving his military service and can't give a direct clarification? Some call this a PR strategy. There are those who call it the call of the soul of Bang PD, who feel they have kept a secret for too long. But for most of ARMY, this is more than just news. It's a piece of Jungkook's soul that's been hidden. Many of them felt as if they had been struck by a harsh reality, that their idols turned out to be mere mortals, with wounds, with fears, and with a loyalty inexplicable by the cameras or the spotlight of the stage. Behind this controversy, there has also been surprising speculation about the existence of Jungkook's songs that were actually written with inspiration from Taeyong. One of his most emotional solo songs, "Still With You," is now reread by lyric analysts as a secret letter addressed to someone he misses, someone who is always with him in silence. Is that Taeyong? There's no confirmation, but after Bang Si-Hyuk's statement, things feel more likely than ever. There were also reports from HYB's old staff that during one of BTS's rehearsals ahead of a big concert, Jungkook fainted due to tremendous mental stress, and at that time, the first person he mentioned in a semi-conscious state was Taeyong. He said, "Hyung, I'm sorry I couldn't keep my promise. We were all confused as to who he meant. But now, everything makes sense," said the staffer, who asked to remain anonymous. This story is not over. It may even have just begun. Because today, the whole world is starting to see a side of Jungkook they never imagined. A figure who is not just an idol, not just a singer with millions of fans, but a human being who knows what it's like to owe someone. A man who knows how to love someone in silence. And the man who, amid the hustle and bustle of the world stage, chose to stay true to one name, Taeyong. When this news spread, the hashtag #YoungTae suddenly trending around the world. But not all soldiers are happy. Some felt this exposed too much personal stuff. Others worried it would spark conflict between fandoms. But many also felt that this was a moment where they could love Jungkook more, because they finally saw his heart. Meanwhile, SM Entertainment has yet to give an official statement regarding Taeyong and Jungkook's closeness. But according to an insider, Taeyong reportedly burst into tears after reading Bang Si-Hyuk's confession this morning. He just said, "I hope he knows I never forget either," said one of NCT's managers. The K-pop world is shaking today, not because of the release of a new album or a spectacular appearance at the awards, but because the truth is finally coming to the surface. The truth about Jungkook, about loyalty, about a friend who once saved him from darkness, and about a love that may never be put into words, but is felt in every note, every lyric, and every look we used to ignore. But it turns out, what was revealed today is just surfacing. That hole of truth is deeper than anyone can imagine. And as one hidden fact after another begins to creep up to the surface, the public is transfixed. As it turns out, Jungkook and Taeyong's relationship isn't just about loyalty or friendship, but about one big decision that once made Bang Si-Hyuk almost cancel the entire BTS debut just because of one name, Taeyong. Yes, you didn't read it wrong. In an internal transcript of a management meeting leaked to Korea's largest online forum early this morning, which has now been deleted and strongly suspected of being deliberately suppressed by the agency, it was revealed that in 2013, long before NCT was introduced to the public, Bang Si-Hyuk received a talent collaboration offer between SM and Big Hit in the form of a secret project called Golden Core. The project was originally intended to bring together two of the best trainees from each agency in a cross-label subunit, as a radical experiment in the world of K-pop. And the two names that came up the most first? Jungkook and Lee Taeyong. Imagine that.